Welcome back for Monday Files, and I just had to watch this, guys. Animals not even AI could come up with. I just have to know.
Oh my god, what is that?
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
The
What
hat.
is that?
The hat isn't moving. A llama. A fox, though.
This is what
Ew.
happens when you try to make a sequel without paying respect to the source material. Nature clearly tried to
Why is its hat so small? I had to say that multiple times, bro. Why is its hat so... It's a tongue twister. POV, I have a small head, but I'm a gym bro.
happens when you try to make a sequel without paying respect to the source material. Nature clearly tried to recreate the biological box office hit that was a giraffe but on a budget. The result is an animal that 100% spawned a cryptid myth or 6. If the tall one's a giraffe, then this is a rough draft. We don't talk about Geographic enough, and we really should, because explaining this animal to the wrong people in the wrong times would have been cause to have you lobotomized. And you know they're not AI, because Geographics can
So it's... Garanops.
go their entire lives without drinking water. Well, technically anybody can, but getting moisture from leaves and shoots means Geographics can live a full life without ever sipping water.
Damn, they must have bad breath.
Can live a full life without ever sipping water. Allen Iverson could never. You know what huskies look like after getting shaved? Well, Geographics look like an alpaca with alopecia, while also looking like a kangaroo doing a handstand. Go ahead, pause the video and squint, you'll see it eventually. But the Geographic is a gazelle, with its closest relative likely being the one you think.
I was about to say the gazelle. But it's not a gazelle. A Geographic. There's a lot of versions of it. A lot of varieties.
Geographics are built different, literally structured abnormally. If you didn't know any better, you'd assume you saw something that rhymes with
What is this? What happened? What did I press? Okay.
Soccer.
It's
and
gone.
the pose makes me think they inspired the freak deer that folded Finn from Adventure Time. But of course, the most uncanny feature is that pinhead. Nature had to give them buns of steel and iron quads just to act as a counterbalance. Why they didn't just give them a normal head? Well, that is beyond our comprehension.
I don't know.
It is nice to know an animal built like a Wendigo still has decorum. I defy you to tell me this isn't a male Geographic holding down a branch for his girl. Ain't nothing
That's so
artificial about this
cute.
intelligence. Some stuff is just universal. There's really nothing like a Geographic. But there's a distant relative of theirs that's arguably more mythical. The side
Why is it called foreshadowing? Why does it look like that? It looks like a bunny, but like the fantasy bunnies that has horns.
that looks like Narnia in the face, and that's saying something because I never watched Narnia. But
What?
it feels right. The
Why it
saiga
look
is
like
an
that?
Yo, editor, can we better. The saiga is an unusual
No!
and underrated antelope that used to populate the
The
steppe
poor
in
nose.
millions. That's actually why they have the NSFW nose. You see, that double barrel nostril situation.
What do you
was an
mean
adaptation
NSFW nose? It looks like those tapir, like an elephant.
nose. You see, that double barrel nostril situation was an adaptation to filter out dust kicked up by the massive herd. The same
Oh.
nose also cools the blood in the summer and warms up air in the winter before it gets to the lungs. It's a multi-purpose proboscis that makes them antelope alf, while also serving as a built-in mask. Yet that mask couldn't save the saiga from its own pandemic, because in 2015 there was a mass outbreak of a bacteria that caused blood poisoning in the infected and
No.
killed 200,000 and erased 2/3 of the global population.
What
But the
the-
Star Wars Extra has made a comeback, with their numbers
Okay.
rebounding from less than 40,000 in 2005 to today over
Let's
4
go.
million, with Kazakhstan ecologists
Reproduction.
estimating that they'll hit over 5 million by 2030. Thank the powers that play for that, because just imagine showing somebody this picture of an extinct animal and being like, yeah, this was taken all the way back in 2015. So if you needed to hear good news, you'll be happy to know the saiga is
It looks
looking like
like,
it's here to stay. You might be less happy about this though.
Let me finish my sentence. It looks like those prehistoric animals, the mammoth or something.
Like it's here to stay.
Okay,
You might be
continue.
less happy about this though. I've seen some adorable looking grasshoppers in my day. The
No.
smiling bugs-like paralysis demon is not one of them. To be fair, it's not a grasshopper, it's a
It's
katydid.
above
Same
me.
insect order, different insects, and I hear they get real offended when you confuse them. This katydid belongs to the Copophora genus. A
I
genus that
cannot.
looks like a
I
sick joke,
cannot.
with members perpetually mocking you for it. There's not a single situation where a bug needs to look like this. And maybe it's partly my fault, because I can't look at this and not see 2 brick yellow teeth giving me the world's most devious smile. He's
I
built like
know.
a Courage the Cowardly Dog plot device, Freaky Fred looking. That smile should get you put on a list. And the thing
Mister,
is,
get
they're
this
not
away!
just an assault on your sight. Giant katydids have the distinction of being one of the loudest insects on Earth. You know, I don't know everything, so I wasn't sure if that
I'm so sorry if I can't give much comment on this freaking grasshopper. I'm just my brain shut down.
audio was edited or not. But after listening to other clips, I've come to the conclusion that yes, this bug can in fact send a war veteran back to Vietnam with a touch of its wings.
Please,
That wing rubbing is called
get this away
stridulation.
from me.
It's not just an alarm clock for PTSD. Some katydids sound exactly like chirping birds. And just like birds, the call is mostly for attracting mates, and some male katydids will form boy band groups to sing together to help each other keep the rhythm, which is apparently a major turn on. And if you think the bugs show respect to the original IP, 1, katydids came first, so the birds sing like them, and 2, some katydids eat birds, so yeah, katydids let their nuts hang. Literally, because fun fact, cover your ears kids, but the largest testicles on the planet belong.
Wait, how big is it? How can it eat birds? Don't bird eat insects? Why the vice versa?
Your ears kids, but the largest testicles on the planet belong to these bush crickets. You don't have to believe me, you can Google it, and then you can explain your search history.
The balls.
Just know, there's not a single prompt you could give a computer that would lead to this. And that's the thing with AI. Nature's weird enough without people making stuff up. And this is the most AI-looking animal I've ever seen.
Finally, let's go. I have seen this in documentaries before.
Goats in general don't seem to be real. Like, they're constantly testing what they can get away with in the Matrix. And the Markhor is no different. The Markhor...
Never in my life have I been so happy to see goats. Thank you for taking the insect away.
Genuinely looks mythical, with a reputation that actually precedes them. Their name translates to snake eater because of their habit of curb-stopping serpents and, predictably, eating them. At least according to folklore, and locals would collect the chewed cud of these goats, believing they could use it as snake anti-venom. Also, the national animal of Pakistan is a lot bigger than you think, with males often getting to over 200 pounds, which is pretty big for an animal you've probably never seen before. And if you have, and this Gandalf goat looks familiar, they were actually Thor's emotional support in Love and Thunder.
The face is so funny. Oh, it got stabbed. Okay, never mind.
Thor's emotional support in Love and Thunder. The Markhor is a beautifully majestic specimen. Which is funny because if we were ducks, I'd literally have to censor that. Male Markhors use those iconic horns to battle cliffside for females. That and they were created a day Nature's ice cream machine came in. Whether it's them allegedly landscaping the snake population, their cinematic fights to the death, or just Markhor parkour, you gotta admit, this goat has more aura than anything an algorithm could come up with. Now this goat, holy freak.
Wait, let me stare at it for a while. Okay, I still don't get it.
Now, I think every animal's beautiful in its own way, but that starts to change once people start playing God. And boy, did we play God with this goat. We ruined them just like we did the powder pigeon. We fully pugged the goat, and really enough, Damascus goats look almost normal as kids, only to get Pearl Harbored by puberty. They say for every ugly mug, there's at least one who'll defend it. So I'm still waiting for someone to defend the animal, literally built as Cusco's karma. This is the one time I wish it were AI, because they look like their existence is constant pain. That is not the skull of an animal that should have been afforded life. That and this is now the third case of unnecessary censorship. Looking like
why is it censored? What is this?
That should have been afforded life. That and this is now
I'm all for censoring the bugs, but why censor this? Sorry that you have to see this ugliness. What?
Now the third case of unnecessary censorship. Looking like Rocky Dennis's persona is even funnier when you realize a Damascus won a beauty pageant for goats.
Wait, that's kind of cute. This one is so cute. I don't know why. It looks head empty.
A beauty pageant for goats, with Gar being named most beautiful goat in 2008.
Okay.
And yes, those are the pictures PR went with. And I'm sure the goats are nice people, and they didn't ask for this, but that's what human hubris does. It turns goats into Dark Crystal characters. That's a lot of effort just to get one-upped by nature. Like this. Not only is this real, but this cat and that shark have something in common.
What in the Mike Wazowski is this?
I see you all have questions, and I'm gonna get to them, starting with the biggest one. Why do you know?
This one is an eye, right? Sure, really, like AI really couldn't come up with this. But damn, that's one big eye. It looks like a monkey than a cat.
Not only is this real, Why do you know the things that you know? You should have been asking yourself that after I brought up bush cricket cojones. People ask me how I know so much about animals and even why I'm so into them in the first place, and I don't know, but the answer is likely undiagnosed and very undermedicated. It's really nothing for me to spend hours, even days, going down the rabbit hole of my fixation of the week. It's when it's time to sit down and make the video and retrace the rabbit hole. Yeah, I waste a lot of time that way. That's why I feel pretty good about today's sponsor, Opera. Don't touch the mouse.
hey.
Now see, that's actually the problem. We're in an attention recession. Luckily, Opera can help with that. Opera's a web browser with features I honestly wish I had around in college. Features like Tab Islands.
I use it on my
Tab
phone.
Islands lets you group your tabs by theme or project. And if you're one of those coordinate the colors of your folders based on the class students, you'll appreciate Tab Islands.
Do we even have this kinds of tab in the phone? I don't think so.
By the way, we can agree. Math is red, science is green, and English is blue, right? Right? But my favorite is tab traces, because we've all been there, sitting in front of a screen with 20, 30, I think my career has like 46 tabs open at once.
That's a lot of Charlies.
And when I'm retracing my internet steps, tab traces are like breadcrumbs, because the darker the underscore of a tab, the more recently you visited that tab. That feature has saved me hours. There's also split screen where you can have 4 tabs visible at once. I usually just do 2, but if you can make 4 work, all power to you. But 4 is good for when there's a breaking story and I want to cross-reference multiple articles. Now, music's important to me because often while I'm researching and especially writing, I'm listening to the exact song I plan on playing in that video. And with the player feature, you can attach the music and float it around to control it without clicking back and forth and speed bumping your workflow. So whether you're a student, creator, or just chronically online, there's at least something for you on this browser.
I can't listen to music when I'm researching. I always will sing to the music instead of like reading the article.
The link will be in the description if you want to see for yourself. Shout out to Opera for sponsoring this video, but more so shout out to Opera for sponsoring my recreational rabbit hole habit, because this was one hell of a rabbit hole to go down. You are looking at a rare albino cyclops found inside the stomach of a pregnant dusky shark. He looks like a petrified Agent Plecky from Lilo and Stitch. Actually, no, he looks like one of those disgustingly hyper-realistic frames from SpongeBob. You know exactly what I'm talking about. This deformed fetus is a result of one of the freakiest defects in nature. Holoprosencephaly is a rare condition where the brain of a developing embryo fails to separate into 2 distinct halves, instead forming one mass. Obviously, this causes a laundry list of problems, and psychoplia means one eye gets stuck right in the middle. It's the same condition afflicting this kitten. Unfortunately, this condition has been described as being incompatible with life, which is a really dramatic way of saying you're basically born in past tense. But the weirdest part is HPE is caused by a mutation in the Sonic the Hedgehog gene. Don't laugh, I'm serious. In the early stages, it's this gene and the Sonic the Hedgehog protein that separates the eye field into 2 separate eyes. And maybe that's why the Speed Freak has 1 eye with 2 pupils. Oh god, I'm sorry, take it back. Oh, also humans can get holoprosencephaly too. I'm just not putting those pictures anywhere near this video. But yeah, the shark's real,
I don't want to see humans
rare.
one.
That's not its base form. Not like this though. This is platypus levels of nonsense. The
Isn't this the mole?
Is proof that people will let nature get away with anything so long as it's small enough and so long as it spends most of its natural life underground. The mole looks like it sneezed while constipated and prolapsed from the other end, and those 22 facial flesh fingers or tendrils are freakishly sensitive. Where your hand has 17,000 touch receptors, Starfish Face has 100,000 on its nose, making it the most sensitive touch organ in the animal kingdom. It's so sensitive, Cthulhu's pet can decide whether or not something's food in 8 milliseconds and actually eat it in as little as 120. Meaning, it's a Lovecraftian mole that eats faster than any other animal on Earth while essentially maxing out on reaction time. And since most moles eat their weight in food a day, star noses are in a constant state of binging. This mole would genuinely end all life on Earth.
The funny thing is it can like sniff underwater. Won't the water go in the nose? It can smell underwater. I wonder what does it smell though?
If only it weren't an
water smell?
Not only because they would eat entire ecosystems into collapse, because there'd be no way of escaping them. Not only are they speed-eating earthbenders with the internal discernment of a vacuum, they can swim and breathe underwater.
Yeah, this one.
Not really, but they can smell underwater, and they do it by blowing air bubbles to trap molecules that mix with the air inside before inhaling the bubble and, by extension, the trapped molecules. This means a diving mole can sniff out prey while underwater.
It looks scary.
Air bubbles at a specific target. And did I mention they do this blind? But somehow there's more.
They're blind. All moles
are in stereo. The same way you would compare differences in sound between the left and right ear to pinpoint the source, moles can do with their nostrils. Star moles are just a bunch of randomly broken skills and powers packed into a flesh flower faced fur termite. And if you can't say that 5 times fast, you better like this video. But you definitely heard of star-nosed moles before. As a palate cleanser, there you go. The cutest animal you've never seen. Because if I saw it, I wouldn't just think it was AI. I think it was bad Photoshop. How else does one explain a panda, leopard, meerkat, ferret? Well, the last part's a hint. The marbled polecat is a mustelid.
I mean, out of all of them, you know, this one, the cutest one, my favorite.
Unlike honey badgers, otters, and wolverines, albeit a little smaller. They're not even the only type of polecat, but they are the one that looks the most like animated taxidermy. They're the only ones that dress like a mother of four in divorce court. Marbled.
Every time when you see those taxidermy animals, it's always this kind. It looks like this one.
Polecats stand out. And that might be the point. It's believed a defensive polecat will aggressively flash their colors as a warning. Not that they're venomous, but their attitude is. That, and polecats will take a page out of their skunk cousin's playbook and crop dust a threat with foul-smelling anal secretions that reek of the dead. Also, polecats might be more of a stereotype than honey badgers, as they're hyper-aggressive and regularly attack animals many times their size. This is the same.
Honey badgers are so brave. They fight almost everything. And for some reason, outside my house, I don't know why, like sometimes there's always like skunk smell, but I have never seen a skunk before. Only the smell. It's of course always at nighttime, when you accidentally open your window and then outside came the smell into your home. Even though if you close your windows that night, it still goes through the little space under the door.
Ferret that made Ukrainian soldiers evacuate from a bunker.
Wow. Hey, little fellow. Hey.
Так понятно, що він зараз працює. Ох, бля,
So
диви, він хоче
cute,
напасти.
but so angry. The sounds of
You have
death.
to bite the ground out of frustration. Someone tells Zigzagoon it ain't that serious.
Yeah,
Considering the
Zigzagoon.
loaded skunk shot, it actually might be. And on the topic of smell, last but not least,
What is? Huh? Oh.
alright, so not AI, but
What's
either
this?
that is a cartoonishly tiny truck or binturongs are a lot bigger than I thought they were. This mammal casserole is also called a
Binturong.
bear cat, but in truth, they're not either. They're in suborder
a bear
Feliformia,
cat.
meaning they belong to the cat half of order Carnivora. And in Feliformia, binturongs are in the section that is the least talked about. In fact, I could make a part 2 based on vivarids. Not a vivid ferret, you got your turn. Vivarids also include civids like the one whose poop goes in coffee, and
Oh,
genets,
this
which are cats'
one.
nature.
It's one of these. We even have the coffees over here too. It's hella expensive, but I don't know why people like to drink the poop of the luwak. Does it smell, or is just coffee smell with an extra flavoring? Huh?
Coffee, and genets, which are cats nature drew left-handed. And it's the binturong that is the biggest vivarid, and with some females weighing nearly 80 pounds,
It's
they
so
are in
big.
fact way bigger than I thought they were. I was not expecting a sloth bear from the back. So not a bear
Wow.
or a cat, but this black sentient bath mat can climb, and they have a prehensile tail to help them do it. Which is why
Cute.
you'll probably smell them before you see them. It's
Dang
true,
it.
a binturong bathroom break smells identical
Smelly.
to hot buttered popcorn. A smell they use as a warning to rivals, but also
What?
as an invitation to the
Popcorn?
amorous. So if you're in the jungle and randomly smell a movie theater, you might be in the presence of a bear cat. Or death. Since yeah,
Or
tiger
death.
urine also gives fresh butter. In fact, that's probably why the binsies evolved to smell like that. Wait, that's not...
No.
Wait, no,
Can you not say that anymore? Now I can't see butter the same anymore.
fact check me on that? I just made that up, but it sounds real. Is that the reason why? Despite being built like a Mandela effect and half the population swearing they didn't exist a couple years ago, bearcats are part of the most primitive group of feliforms, meaning they're closer to being beta cats, despite them looking like nature hasn't unlocked them yet.
Like I've heard of bear cats before, but never seen them, or just I don't remember them.
Can make that joke. I've earned it. Just a chuckling, tree-climbing Frito warrior. They also smell like Fritos. Raccoon, monkey, lemur, bear
Fritos.
hybrid that can procrastinate and postpone pregnancy until the outsides are favorable. Also, the
Wow.
babies are called binlets, and I like that.
Cute.
And that's gonna do it for this video. I
Binlets.
definitely left some animals off, so if this gets I'm greedy. 220k likes. I'll do a part
Don't
2. But until
worry.
then, drink water, hug your mother. Remember, reality will always mock
Like the
fiction. And
video.
I'll see y'all in the next one.
I want more bizarre animals. Cute binlets. I thought I've watched a lot of animal documentaries up to this point thanks to more parts. But there's a lot of different animals in this world. I'm glad I watched this video and thank you for you guys accompanying me.